Good morning, class 6. I hope you all have done well in your exams. So, keeping all good vibes in mind, let's start with the syllabus of second term. This syllabus has the chapter 1 also. So, I'm starting with the second topic of the chapter, that is computer languages. So, let's begin, children. So, the topic is presentation on computer languages. This is an interesting topic. Let's begin. So, what is a computer language? If I speak about us as a human, for human, a computer language is a commonly used method to express our feelings, to understand other person's expression. It can also be used as an oral or a gestural kind. So same goes with the computer languages also. A computer also needs some language to understand. The user of a computer must also be able to communicate with the computer. That means he must also be able to give computer commands and understand the output that computer generates. This is possible due to the invention of computer languages only. So if I say about computer languages, they can be divided into two categories: low level language and high level languages. So by definition, a computer language is, or languages are the languages by which user can command a computer to work on the algorithm which user has written to give the output. So the two types of computer languages are high level language and the low level language. So let's understand what these terms mean. Low level languages. The assembly language and the machine language are considered to be low level language. Assembly language is a step above the machine language, and the correct programs are compiled and interpreted to low level language and executed by the computer. So, in short, if I could say, low level languages are basic computer instructions, or better known as machine codes. A computer cannot understand any instructions given by the user in English or any other language. These low level languages are very easily understood by the machine, and the main function of the machine of the language is to interact with the hardware of the computer. They help in operating, syncing, and managing all hardware and the system components of the computer. They handle all the instructions which form the architecture of the hardware system. Advantages of low level languages. Since they are easily understood by the machine, so the processing speed is high because it is one of the language understood by the computer. Its translation is easy. There is no translation required by machine to do the processing on it. And the best part, it occupies very less memory. Disadvantages of low level languages. Low level language instructions are difficult to read, write, and understand. See, children, here, whatever language we use, either low level language or high level language, we need computer programmers to write those languages into programs. So, when I say the low level language is easy to understand by the machine, at the same time, it also means that it is difficult for human to understand, read, and write. So, these instructions which are written by the programmer are difficult for a programmer to read, write, and understand, and also learn. So if any programmer makes any mistake in a code, it's very difficult to update the instruction and correct that code. At the same time, it is very difficult to understand, remember the address sequence of the instructions. Programming methodology vary from machine to machine. It means like if one machine has a code, that code might not run on the other machine because the hardware components of both the machines are different. Also, a specialized instructor, a specialized programmer can only understand and operate on these languages. A normal computer operator cannot understand and work with these languages. So, these are the disadvantages of low level languages. High level languages. When we talk about high level languages, these languages are programming languages. Some prominent examples of these languages are like Java, C, C++, HTML, etc. The important feature about such high level languages is that they allow the programmer to write the programs for all type of computers and systems. Every instruction in high level language is converted into machine language for computer to comprehend them. Features of high level languages. High level languages bring programming closer to human language. These languages have their own punctuation, or we can say syntax rules, which are strictly observed. It means we need to follow these punctuation or syntax rules strictly if we want to do any kind of programming in these languages. High level languages also need to be converted into machine language, as I said. So there is a need of a translator called compiler or an interpreter. For that, we'll be discussing further in the slides. Advantages of high level languages. In high level languages, the instructions are easy to read, write, and understand. As I told you, these languages are closer to human language like English. They are easy to understand by any programmer. And since they are easy to understand, so any error if it is made or any instructions goes wrong, we can update and change these instructions very easily. These languages are easy to remember and to address the sequence of instructions. These languages are easy to construct the logic also. If we are dealing with some problem and that we need to create a logic for it, they can be easily done. Last but not least, as I said, high level languages are machine independent, means these languages can be used to program for any kind of computer system or a machine for which we are creating it. Disadvantages of high level languages. High level languages have slow processing speed. This is because these languages are not close to the machine, they need to be translated into machine code. So, some extra time is required for translation, and after the machine comprehends the program, and then only it can be executed. And it also occupies more memory than the lower level languages. The reason behind is the same, since it needs a separate compiler or an interpreter for the comprehension. So, this is an additional thing which is required. Generations of computer languages. Programming languages have been developed over the years in phased manner. Each phase of development has made programming language more user friendly, easier, and more powerful. Each phase has improved and made the development of programming language to be referred as generation. The programming language is in terms of the performance, reliability, and the construction can be grouped into 5 generations. First generation language, second generation language, third generation language, fourth generation language, and fifth generation language. So let's begin by knowing about first generation languages. First generation programming language is also called low level programming language because they were used to program the computer system at very low level of abstraction, that is at machine level. The machine language also referred as the native language of computer system, and it was a first generation programming language. In this machine language, a programmer only deals with the binary numbers or mnemonic codes. The advantages of this language was that, as I told you earlier, they can be directly executed by the computer, do not need any compiler or interpreter, but it was difficult for for programmer to understand, and at the same time it was very speedy language and it did not require any translations. Second generation languages. Second generation languages also belongs to the category of low level languages. The second generation language comprises assembly languages that use concept of mnemonics for writing the program. In assembly language, the symbols names are used to represent an operation code or an operand as a part of the instructions. It was easy to develop and understand and modify, as it was little better than the binary codes, and these programs written in these languages were less prone to errors and therefore can be maintained with great ease. Third generation languages. The third generation programming languages were designed to overcome the various limitations of first generation and second generation programming languages. The languages of third and the later generations are considered as high level language because they enable the programmer to concentrate only on the logic of the program without considering the internal architecture of the machine. It was easy to develop and understand the programs in these languages. They were easy to write and maintain, and they require less time in programming in comparison to the first and second generation languages. The example of this generation languages are like C, C++, Fortran, Pascal, etc. Fourth generation languages. The languages of this generation were considered as very high level languages as they required a lot of time and effort in productivity of the programmer. The fourth generation languages were considered and developed to reduce the time, cost, and effort needed to develop different types of software applications. These languages allow efficient use of data by implementing the various databases. They require very less time to develop different software applications, and they were highly portable as they can be moved from one computer system to another computer system. And the examples of this generation languages are SQL, CSS, Cold Fusion, etc. Fifth generation languages. The programming languages of this generation mainly focus on constraint programming. The major fields in which the fifth generation languages are employed are artificial intelligence and artificial neural network. These languages can be used to query the database in fast and efficient manner. In these generation of languages, the user can communicate with the computer system in simple and easy manner. Basically, I should say in short that these languages are used in the field of robotics, where the robot can ease the work of humans by taking the instructions that can be either verbal or can be written. The examples of such languages are Mercury, Prolog, OP55, etc. In my previous slides, I have used the term compiler, interpreter, translator many times. So before I end the video, I would like to tell you the meaning of these two terms. What is compiler and what is interpreter? So a compiler or an interpreter is a software program that is used to convert high level language that we call source into the machine code that can be understood by the computer. So generally the computer programs are written in high level languages, and high level languages is not understood by the computer, so we need somebody in between to convert our high level language into the low level language, that is of computer language. So the computer does not understand our language, and this language which computer understand is in the form of zeros and ones, so this will be called as machine code. And a high level program which is written by the programmer will be called as source code, and the intermediate body which is going to convert this source code into machine code will be called as compiler. It's not a hardware part, it's just a software program that is going to convert a high level language into a machine code. Both compiler and interpreters are used for converting program written in high level language into machine language, but there are few differences in between which I am going to discuss with you right now. So, a compiler is a program that translates all instructions of high level language source program into machine language object program at once. It also reports errors found in the program only with their line number. The object code produced by the compiler can be permanently saved for future reference. Whereas an interpreter is a program that translates only one instruction of high level language source code into machine code at a time. This code is executed and then next instruction is translated. The object code produced by the interpreter is not saved for future reference. A compiled object code runs faster than an interpreted source code. So compilation is done just once for the entire program, whereas interpretation is done for each instruction whenever the source code needs to be executed. So this is a basic difference between both of them. Each instruction is compiled one by one in the case of interpreter and at once in the case of compiler. So that's all for today, class 6. Thank you for your patience listening. I hope the content would have been useful and inspiring for you. You must have collected various information which will be helpful for you in the examinations as well as your life. So all the best, class 6. Thank you so much.